Alright, YouTube says I'm live. YouTube says I'm live. Shout out to everybody watching on the replay. Alright. One in the streams. Yeah, something's going on. I don't know. And I don't know what's going on. So I apologize for the technical difficulties. The computer sounds like it's about to blow up. And I don't know how to stop that. Give me a second. Maybe I could close down some things. While I do that, let me walk and chew gum at the same time. I do have a lot of tabs open. A lot of tabs that I can't even get rid of right now. So I'm doing this show tonight. And I'm not doing this show to cause division. I'm not doing this show to piss anybody off. I'm not doing this show to show you how much smarter I am than you. I'm not doing this show to offend you. It would actually be the opposite. I can close this book, this right here. Got a lot of books open. Hold on. Close this. I'm just trying to figure out why my computer's bugging out. And I'm going to talk to you in a second. Close this. Anything I don't need, close. 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 Because that computer is sounding crazy. Alright, we got some people in the house. We got Uncle Andy in the building. Shout out to City Bammers in the building. And this effing guy. This effing guy. He's here. We're going to go through some history tonight. Uncle Andy, you can pull out your notebook. Because history is history. And it affects all of us. I'm just a little bit less politically politically correct about the way I speak about things, right? So the things that like, yo, you just said that, yeah, because that's what was on your mind too. That's what was on your mind too. So it's not that white people can't be in the house tonight. No. I study your history and you can study mine. Come on in, because it affects all of us. And it affects all of us. The reason I'm doing this show is because from young, I felt like I would be a part of something that would help liberate my people. What I noticed when I grew up was that my people were going through an identity crisis. I knew this. I didn't have enough information to go about resolving it, but I definitely felt this sounds like an identity crisis. And why do I say that? There were so many different doctrines going on when I was growing up, and not all of them added up. Some of them seemed real extreme. And yet, most of my people took pride in these different doctrines, right? It gave them a sense of identity that they personally clung to. Whether it was true or not is a different story. But it gave them saying, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, right? Did it make the community any better? Sadly to say, it didn't. Now tonight I have in the title Noble Drew Ali. He's only one of the people I will talk about in the next coming few months. But again, I have to reiterate before I start going in on my lesson tonight that I'm not doing this to piss off anybody. You will be pissed off. You will be hurt. You will want to say things to me. Unfortunately, I usually only talk from a place of facts, so good luck with that. But you can still try. I won't. Cognitive dissonance is crazy. You understand? You can still try. I don't care. Oh, who's calling me from Mexico, bro? Look at the shaitan. Huh? Trying to throw me off my game. And that's when you go on block silence, huh? Was that the CIA? Huh? Was that the alphabet boys that don't want this conversation to go down? We don't know. Hit the like button. Do subscribe. As I rewatch my channel, I notice I don't say that enough. I be way too humble though. Let me. I be way too humble. I watch a lot of people. And here's what I find out. The people who do have knowledge, sometimes they be boring. And then the people that don't even have no knowledge and be all animated, they don't got no knowledge. They can't teach you. It's like one or the other. Yo, I be entertaining and I got knowledge. And I don't even be bigging myself up. That has to stop in 2026. That has to stop. Right? And it was really my confidence in like, yo, do you really know what you know, bro? Right? But then I realized, I'm like, nah, son, you really... It's starting to pay off. All these hours and your wife crying that you're always in the office and you reading your daughters. You always reading. You damn right I'm always reading. You understand? I got a job to do while I'm down here. I don't know, my doctor talking, yo, we got to get you on meds. Yo, my doctor wanted me to be diabetic so bad. I'm going to go into the... Hold on. I'm going to go into this in a second, right? We're going to talk about that, right? And it's going to be a great show, actually. It's going to be a great show. But my doctor, let me just tell you, my doctor wanted me to be diabetic so bad. She did a blood test 3 months ago. Then I went to her 2 weeks ago. She was like, yo, do another blood test. You should have diabetes by now. Yo, she already had the Ozempic papers. Yo, she was so happy. She wanted the Ozempic money. So I got something for you. Let me stop fucking around. Huh? Came back. Now, look at your face. Look at her face when she ace. She reading the numbers, right? Everything calmed down. She was so disappointed. Look what she say to me. No, but you just looking at things, you will get diabetes. I said, God damn. Pleiadians. I need a black doctor. Somebody that gives a shit about my life. Did you say I will get diabetes, baby? There's power in the tongue. I will not get diabetes. And you mad because I just snatched that goddamn fucking Ozempic money. Right now, let me get that. Oh, don't spend that. Don't order nothing on Amazon. Let me get that back. Your boy got new paperwork. No diabetes for me. Hello. Oh, God. We're going to learn a lot tonight. I learned way more than I bargained for. Swear to God, when I started to open up the books on this, I had no idea what I was going to learn. Swear to God, I did not think so many other people would be involved in the shenanistry. So, we had something called the... And shout out to everybody. This is not to... I already gave my disclaimer. This is not to piss anybody off. But if you want to come back with facts, like China Brim says, put it in the comment section. I mean, he got everybody saying it now. 50 Cent is saying it. Put it in the comment section. You got something to say, put it in the comment section. Growing up New York, right? I don't want to hear none of that, yo, you upstate. My train is the 2 train right there at 241st. Pepinos, right? We run in taxi from Pepinos. So you can't tell me I'm from upstate. You'll shut your mouth, right? We grew up around... You grew up in New York. It was a privilege because there was so many different nationalities and cultures around you. Swear to God. I just had a ball. Right next door to me, before all the white people moved out, I had an Italian man. Italian are some of the cleanest. It don't matter where you put those people. They will make a haven, a rest haven, no matter where. And it should really show you, black people, it be us that making the ghetto a ghetto. Right? All of this stupid, stop loitering. Why are you loitering? Right? But we got stupid things that we do that it makes us seem like we more ghetto. Some people think if they're more ghetto, then they're more real. And really, sometimes I say some people because they're taught this as a child, right? So as they grow up, they just think that's what we do in the hood. Yeah, but we have to straighten that out because you could be poverty stricken and you don't have to be broke. You could be poverty stricken and you don't have to be broke though. You don't have to have a broken mentality. And peeing in your elevators and throwing trash all over the place. We got a broken mentality. And I never thought we knew who we were. Right? You got people running around, yo, you are more God. I mean, we don't act like God, so I just want to stop calling people God. Right? You don't act like God. Your attitude and your spirit is disgusting. I'm just keeping it real. I stop calling people king because you don't act like a king. Yo, what up, king? I would love for you to see yourself like that, but you don't see yourself like that. You don't see how can I greet you as king and then you call our women bitches? What, bro? What you want me to do, man? I cannot call you a king and you have not even accepted the fact that we have to stop calling our women bitches. Knock it off. It hurt when another white man say the shit I say. So I'm going to say it. Because we all thinking it. If Charlie Kirk said you want to take off his head, that's the sad truth, right? I could say it. You're going to be, oh, you don't understand. You're going to go through your emotion. But it's going to trigger something different if it comes out the white person's mouth. And the fact is, right is right and wrong is wrong. That's the fact, right? So I was just, I always wanted to understand. Where's the knowledge to help me understand? I started digging in deep years ago. Not that I ran across the right books, right? Because if I try to get the right books to understand who we are, it's like so many books I gotta go through and so much fucking poppycock. So much poppycock. 30 years later, I pop up like, yo, I got the answers. After all this shenanistry and this fugazi information, I got it. It took a while. Yo, you gotta read this book. I'm in the barbershop. He telling me to read wild book. Yo, you gotta read this book. You gotta read this book. You gotta read this book. Every book is telling me I'm somebody different. No, telling you, bro, we more blowing that weed in my face. Can you stop? How we God and we got addictions, bro? Can we just knock it off? Black man, you are not God, bro. Yo, is this shit on? Black man, you are not God, bro. Knock it off. Knock that shit off. Well, I came to talk tonight. You got an addiction, bro. Don't even try to argue with me, my nigga. Just save that shit for you. Save the drama for your mama. You heard? You got an addiction, my nigga. Like, whatever it is. I don't give a shit what it is. Porn, weed, gambling, fetty. Huh? You could be a closet homo, my nigga. You have something. You're not God, man. Let's knock it off. And I'm not kicking white people out the room. Everybody can listen tonight. Let's get this shit straight tonight. So we all got the facts and we all clear. I don't know why I didn't gravitate to the whole more shit, right? Yet I had people that was fucking on my heels about this more shit. Yo, bro, you don't know what you talking about. Turns out I did know what I was talking about. How about those fucking apples? But guess what? I'm about to show you. Never mind me telling you I knew what I was talking about. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. I didn't know how right. You right. I did not know how right I was. So I was like kind of bluffing and shit. But I knew I could have been right. And guess what? Your boy was right. Now, as we get into this, you ever get what you wanted, but it was like you asked for it, but it didn't feel good, right? You ever thought your girl was cheating, or your ladies? You ever thought your man was cheating? And then you on a fucking 3-month, 4-month excursion of going through phones, sneaking to the point where the shit is actually invigorating now. It gives you a blood rush. Every time they think, you think they're gonna come out and catch you with the phone, and you looking, you can't find shit. You don't have that much time. Every time it's like fucking 20 seconds. You're like, yo, I gotta put the shit back. And you gotta wait another day. And that shit is killing you, but you know the intuition is like, you know this shit. And then what happened? One day, your stupid ass find what you was looking for. Huh? Hopefully it wasn't too devastating. Huh? Hopefully this nigga wasn't blowing her back out crazy on the vid. Hopefully it wasn't too devastating. But guess what? Guess who asked for that? You wanted to find the proof. Is that enough proof for you? Or do you need more? Is that enough proof? Now you sad you found what you found. Studying this, it blew my mind away. Because I don't think I was ready for none of this shit that I learned. I'm like, what are you talking about? Let's start with the word more to knock that out the way. Every time I speak to somebody, yo, you are a more, bro. More means black, bro. More means black. I'm gonna let you know something. It's not that. Trust me, from someone who uses AI, you can't always believe what the fuck they say. You don't know how many times a day I'm correcting AI. Like, yo, that's not even true. Yeah, you're right. I'm not that type of guy. But the benefit of having a database in AI is woo, right? Because I can ask the AI about some authors that I've never even fucking heard of. And then they could point me to the direction of their books, and then I could go open up their book, and it's like, whoa, you wrote this 100 years ago? What are you talking about? Now, I have to start there. And again, I don't want to, I'm not, one more time, let me get the disclaimer, because there's young people that's might watch this. I'm not doing this so that I could say I'm better than what you doing right now. And to the dude that's watching me smoking, just listening, thinking that I'm gonna offend you, and my aim is not to offend you. I'm doing this to give you the true education. I can stand on that. I can say that confidently. I want to give you the true education. And then after this video is over, you can make your decision on what you want to do. Right? You could take the blue pill, your red pill. It don't matter to me. I came and I did what I was supposed to do. All right. Now, I had to obviously go into the etymology. Hit the like button. Do subscribe. Do share the channel. Share it on Facebook. Share it through text. Whatever you need to do. For me, it's all about the etymology. We have the tools now. There's no excuse. So the furthest I could see that word and it really wasn't more, right? But it was like an evolution of the word, changing from one civilization adapting the word, bringing it over, and then time increments. And I'll go over that time increment in a little bit. But the furthest I seen this, a word like this, was Greek, going back to the BC era, before Common Era. And it was Mauros. And it wasn't meant as, it wasn't used to name a people at this time in the BCE era. It wasn't meant to use as a terminology to actually address people. It was just a meaning for dark, dim, dusky black. The usage was applied to objects. Occasionally, people, maybe it might have been what do you call that when it's when you offend someone? It's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not going to waste time thinking about it. But it truly carried more, without even attaching it to a person. It was just something like, okay, that's dark. And that was Mauros, and this is the BCE era, right? So why am I saying, I'm making a distinction that it was not used so in the same vein as, yo, these are the Mauros people. No. When they wanted to say a person was dark back then, let's just go back to Plato's time, Socrates, Aristotle. these people use certain words to let you know they was talking about the dark person. And that word was usually Ethiopian, the burnt face. Ethiopian. Then the Romans, 1st century, I found, they had started using the word, and this time it was to mention a people, but it still wasn't just about the fact that these people were dark. In all actuality, there was a place called Mauritania. So, and those people were dark, so it was kind of easy for them to say the Maori, the use it as a word, not only to describe a description, but more or less the geographic place that these people were actually from, the Maori. That's around the 1st century. Still, it is not a definitive term that is objectively used across the globe to address black people. It is not. You come up to the 12th century. It evolves again. And this is where we start to hear more. And then now the definition is definitely starting to settle in, but we know that the actual Moors were the people who came to Europe and helped civilize this. Right? So the word is definitely catching on. And at this point, it's Muslim or dark-skinned person from North Africa. The way I see us write it, more, that's more, MOOR is more of a modern term. And this is what I said. I've been saying this on my channel, but I haven't really done a video. I spent so much time getting at the Christians and the Jews. Shout out to the Jews. The Jews can have a night off. You can have a night off, and we're gonna get into some of this pseudo-Muslim culture. A little bit. You'll find out why I say pseudo in a second. Before you want to curse me out. Yo, what do you mean so easy? Easy in the start. Easy. The word is only 700, 800 years old. We had so when people was telling me like, yo, you don't know your history? No. Well, you asking me if I don't know my history. You don't know your history. Why would you stop at the Middle Ages, bro? Why would you stop? Why would you think that was a good idea to stop there? You got lazy. You didn't want to go back a little bit further. There was some other words that they did use to describe you. Nubian man, Ethiopian man. Venezuela was good. I don't have no link. Venezuela always pop up talk about drop the link. I'm teaching over here, Lord. Teaching. And I know you just want to talk about Negro stuff. I don't want to. This Friday, we'll set something up. You can come up and talk about Negro nonsense and all of that. Not tonight, though. I'm teaching. I need these people to understand, right? And you can stay, too. All right. So, I think I just wanted to get that out the way because that's the easy stuff. Now, let's get into some other stuff. Okay. Okay. Venezuela want to teach. Okay. Okay. Maybe you don't want to talk about Negro nonsense. All right. Let's get into this. Noble Drew Ali. He was born Timothy Drew, 1886. This was fascinating. I don't know when I thought Noble Drew Ali was born. I didn't think he was born in 1886 though. Right? And the reason that stands out to me is because it is, so you could just walk with me real fast. The Emancipation Proclamation was 1865, right? 20 years goes by like that. Boom. By 1885, more or less, private prison is kicking and running. Kind of like it is now. Right? But way more diabolical because they had the foresight to see that we're going to mass produce through these. We still, like, slavery didn't really end. And that's what I say all the time. It didn't really end because you started writing laws that if these people didn't have no place to go, then they're going to get arrested. If they ain't have no job, they're getting arrested. Huh? It was just stupid reasons to arrest them and throw them in jail and then force them to work. So it was really stupid. Because, like, where did, like, you saying that we free, but we not really free because we don't got nothing. Like, where supposed to go, bro? Oh, you can go over there. They got work over there. You go over there and work for this man, and you in debt before you get your first paycheck. The man then charged you for drinking water. He charged your kids for drinking the water. You use the bathroom. He charged you for that, right? You need a loan to the next week. You right back in debt. You right back in this. You right back. It's over. You're in slavery again. If you don't pay the debt, you go into jail. So it was just crazy. But it was, I see that date and I'm like, wow. You was born in 1886? That's wow. He was also known as Professor Drew, the Egyptian adept in North Carolina. I don't know how. By who? Like, by who? And, I wish I had a time machine because maybe I have a grave misconception of what was going on in 1886. But, there had to be some type of leniency for him to move about. Like, why did they call him the Egyptian? What did he know at that age, anyway, while he was there? Because he did move. But we'll get to that. By 1913, Noble Drew Ali established an ideology called Al-Islam and founded the Moorish Science Temple in Newark, New Jersey. All right, things are going to get crazy right now. So let me just say this. Hit the like button. Do subscribe. You on the replay right now, right? You're like, I don't know where the like button is at. Just find the like button, bro. Stop being crazy. Hit the freaking like button, right? And I'm going to keep saying that because then I be seeing, I be having, 300 views and, 12 likes. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh, maybe I wasn't saying it enough. All right. Things is about to get crazy. And I just want to say, I think, before I expose whatever I'm about to expose, I think Noble Drew Ali did what he did with good intentions. I don't think this was to use the black man at all. I think he did what he did so that it can help out the culture, and it did. It probably saved a lot of lives. All of these organizations that I'm about to mention, because I'm about to mention a lot of different organizations, I think they helped more people than they hurt. However, it has left a hole in the culture because now people are still dealing with dysphoria. They still don't know who they are, bro. They still don't. And now it hurts even more because how do we put this Humpty Dumpty back together again? So what he did had worked for a minute, and then when he died, it left, and now we just can't. It's just not making sense, right? So let's get into this. Before we get into this, let me look at something real quick. Hold on. All right, cool. I just wanted to get an idea how many people was actually in the building. All right, cool. I'm telling you, things got crazy. These are things I never knew. But don't worry if you knew this, because some of y'all did know this. And you're like, oh, I already knew this. I knew this where he was going. I doubt it, but if you want to say you knew where I was going, cool. I didn't even know where I was going. And this is not where we're going to stop. So if you don't know who that is someone that's called Master Wallace Farad, right? That's how we address him in the black community. What blew my mind, though, because the Nation of Islam, as I was taught, says that Master Wallace Farad is the reincarnation of God. He is Allah. Yo, as I'm reading all these things, it got crazy. It got real. First of all, nobody knows who Master Farad really is, bro. And I don't think he's a god. I just don't. I think he's one of the best. Can I be frank? But I am Jamel. But I just want to be frank for a second. I think he's one of the greatest con men that ever fucking walked the planet Earth, right? And let me just say something. I don't know what nationality is. They said he was from Portland, Maine, right? You got a lot of. They say a lot of. He had over 50 names, like over 50 names. If I had to take a guess, and you ask me, yo, Jamel, where do you think he came from? Though I'm gonna say I definitely think he came from a different country, maybe Pakistan, maybe Punjab, right? Later on, that was said, but we'll get to that. But I'm thinking, if you ask me, I would say that, and he got over here because it's the American dream. And you know how many African people I spoke to that told me, yo, this is crazy over here. They told me, like, they was upset they had came to America because people lied to them and told them it was going to be this, that, and the third. And when they got over here, they said it was harder than it was when it was in Africa. I said, why you come over here, though, bro? You over there watching videos. You thought this shit was sweet over here? What do you think they rapping about in the songs, bro? I know that he was a salesman, Wallace Farad. And he was a damn good one. And there's certain characteristics and traits that you have to have if you're going to be a salesman. What I didn't know is that I don't know why I thought like these ideologies were competing with each other. I didn't have any idea how many ideologies spawned out of Noble Drew Ali, bro. All of them spawned out of Noble Drew Ali. Outside of the Black Panthers. But I'm talking about these religious groups. So I said Al-Islam was so inspirational that it attracted David Ford L., better known today as Master Wallace Farad, who would join the Moorish Science Temple of America. After Ali's mysterious death, I guess we could get into that later, because there is some different theories on how Noble Drew Ali passed away. He offended some people. We'll get into who he offended by the end of this video, and how he offended them. Is that how he died? I don't know. But this is what I know now that I didn't know. When Noble Drew Ali passed away, first of all, I never knew that Master Farad was a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I never knew that. He was a member. Active member. There was no Nation of Islam yet. When Noble Drew Ali passed away, guess who said he was the reincarnation of Noble Drew Ali? I give you one guess. Yeah. My boy. Yeah. He said he was the reincarnation of Noble Drew Ali. It caused a schism, and this is, let me see, am I going to go into this in my next I am actually going to go into it. So this is what happened. Noble Drew Ali's chauffeur also said that he was the reincarnation of Noble Drew Ali. Now we got two different reincarnations of the Noble Drew Ali. In 1930, Farad founded the NOI in Detroit, explicitly presenting himself as Ali reincarnated to bridge the two movements. The NOI eventually distanced itself. Because like I said, Noble Drew Ali's chauffeur also said, yo, I'm the reincarnation. A lot of reincarnation going on. I'm the reincarnation of Noble Drew Ali. So Wallace Farad, being the hustler that he is, he takes his thing on the road. He's like, y'all don't even got time for this. I got to get to this chicken. And for what I could always see about Farad, he didn't play games. He was a hustler. I don't say that in a disrespectful sense. He knew how to get to the chicken. He knew how to get to the chicken. So he's like, yo, I'm not doing this with you. I just go over here and start my own thing, bro. And that's what he did. The NOI eventually distanced itself from the Moorish Science Temple of America, though NOI teachings retain influences from Ali al-Islam, like the Black Asiatic identity in moral upliftment. And that's what I said. I don't think Noble Drew, I know he didn't do it out of malice. I don't look at him as a con man. I look at him as he thought he was doing something and it could have worked, right? It could have worked if we would have got on. Like, first of all, it was doing pretty damn good. To this day, you gotta understand, everybody running around with L at the back of their name, Bay at the back of their name. That's all your boy right there. That's all Noble Drew Ali. Unfortunately, you got a lot of demons out here with Bay at the end of their name too, and they don't care about that. They use it as a convenience. They are proud to be associated with that. But that's not gonna stop them from selling drugs to their people. Poisoning their body, not protecting our women and our children, right? So you can't have the title of a Lord or a God. You're not even moving like that. Easy. But let's keep going. I'm giving you the history. All of these things can be proven, so it's nothing for anybody to jump down my throat yet. I'm actually not going to say anything that cannot. If I say anything that cannot be proven, I will let you know that's still up for the debate. Or this is my opinion. Let's keep going. Elijah Poole, a.k.a. the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I didn't know this either, man. Yo, let me tell you something. All of this blew my mind. Right? So, obviously, Wali Farad was part of the Moorish community with a Moorish name, the whole bit. Oh, he wasn't the only one, right? Elijah Muhammad, I didn't write his, I don't think I wrote, oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I wrote his Moorish name down there. While living in Detroit, Elijah Poole, better known as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, heard the teachings of Noble Drew Ali and joined the Moorish Science Temple of America, as well under the name Paul Robert Poole Bey. Wow. I never knew this. Hit the like button. Irvin Mack is in the building. Yeah, this effing guy. That's a fact. Yeah, he says there was actually actual snake oils. But yeah. They had to walk. Salesmen made a lot of money. Not to go off on the people that's listening on the replay, but, I'm just responding to somebody in the comments right now. And he made a point. People would actually walk around and sell snake oil. Rockefeller's father was a snake. John D. Rockefeller's father actually sold snake oil, bro. Yo, this is what I say. People don't really know what America is about. They don't know how hard this was. It's a lot. It's a lot, right? It's a dog-eat-dog world, right? And I don't think... Let me do a sidebar real quick. People talking about, the indigenous people was here first, and they was. And Africans, knock it off. This wasn't your land, bro. This was the indigenous people. The people who came over down through the Bering Strait. And it wasn't in the same dispensation. It wasn't in the same time era. So you can knock that off too. Yo, that was us. That wasn't you, though, bro. Those were Paleo-Siberians. So yeah, they did eventually at one point had the connection to Africans, yes, but how long are we going to hold that? You hold that title for 25,000 years later, you still saying, but that's really us though. Come on, bro, knock it off. Them people been over there for 25, then came down 20,000 years ago, bro. So give these people their props. Now, they here. Not to say that Africans wasn't here. We came over to trade through the Atlantic trade. There was a current that ran straight from Africa. It runs straight from Africa, should I say? It runs from Africa to this day, and it will bring the people right. It'll bring the people to the New Americas and bring them right back to Africa. Still running to this day. So you did have some Africans that got a little bit ahead of themselves, like, we gonna see what's out there, and then got over here and couldn't get back. That did happen. There's documentation of this, records of that. That did happen. There's artifacts that were only in Africa, that were found in the eastern coast of America. So I'm not saying that there were absolutely no Africans, but this whole thing is, this was our land first. I'm going to need you to knock it off. You don't even read enough for you to know that type of information. You going off with somebody else told you, and I'm about to break down tonight how all of that was wrong. So you could just chill out. You could chill out and listen more than you talk. Now, getting back to this, I had no idea that Wallace Farad was a Moor member, and I definitely didn't have no idea that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I mean, he got the name and everything. Paul Robert Pooh Bay. So, after Ali's death, like I said, your boy Master Farad pops up on the scene. I'm the reincarnation. Some people go that way. His limo driver, he's looking to come up. I'm the reincarnation. Alright, who we gonna go with? Elijah Muhammad ends up going with who? You know the story. Master Wallace Farad, right? Master Wallace Farad. Elijah followed Wallace Farad Muhammad into a newly formed nation of Islam in 1930. Farad appointed him as a minister, and when Farad disappeared in 1934, this is where the story, and I didn't do no slides for this, so let me just tell you what kind of happened, right? And you're gonna see, I'm gonna sum it up in a way, but the story gets crazy. But let me just try to sum it up real quick for you. Noble Drew Ali was out there with his doctrine, right? But it was a zeitgeist. You had in this time period, it wasn't just black people that were going through something where, this is new information. No, you had new information broken all throughout the world, and we're going to get into all of that, right? So as he got his hands on this never heard before new information, he wanted to try some of these things out, right? So we'll get into, I already explained to you that Moor, what that was all about. So that can't be accurate that you was a Moor. And there's more inaccuracies to it, and we could get into details. But I just wanted to knock that out the park just straight off the video. And if you didn't hear me say that, you gotta go listen to the beginning of the video, because I already broke down the terminologies of Moor throughout time. So when black people be like, we was always Moor, you got to stop those people right there and say, how long we been using that terminology? Forever wrong. Non-cipher. The word in the English format is only 800 years old. So how long we been using that term to address ourselves? They don't know. Whoever you talking to, they don't know. Whoever you talking to, if they know, they don't want to tell you. I promise you. Because then they would have to tell you the truth. So, whatever different spiritual rituals that Noble Drew Ali was getting into behind the scenes that only his adept members would probably be privy to, like a Wallace Farad, I don't know exactly what happened. Someone died. You can look all of this up. I could pull up the pictures right now. I will pull up a couple. I didn't put them on this here slide. But you can look the pictures up. the police bringing him in, questioning Wallace Farad. Yo, what happened, man? How somebody died, man? What are you teaching over there? They wanted to know, what are you teaching, blood? What you got going on over there? Somebody died on a ritual table? Now, I don't think Wallace Farad was even near at the mosque when the person passed away. However, rumors got out that it was something to do with a ritual, this, that, and the third. He was never charged with the murder, but the police did ask him to leave. Like, get out of here, bro. Get out of here, and we don't want to see you back. He did come back, and he was rearrested. And then after that, he got out of Dodge for good. He had over 50 names, bro. He had over 50 names. Like, no one's going to want to say this because we, as black people, we take pride in these people, right? Elijah Muhammad. No one wants to say Elijah Muhammad want to do wrong. The moment Malcolm X said, yo, he might, this, that, and the third, I disagree with him. He over there doing whatever he did. They killed him. Right? So there was some fanaticism going on. And I'm not here to talk about the fanaticism tonight, even though it's sad because we probably lost one of the best. I think Malcolm would have did a great job. I wish he was still alive. Not that Elijah didn't give good inspiration. He did. But we have to look at the root of the doctrine. That's what I want to look at tonight. The root of the teachings. So anyway, that's how the NOI kind of fell into Elijah Muhammad's hands. Wallace Farad had to get up out of Dodge because of whatever happened. I don't think he was there. Again, if he was there, I think he would have been locked up for murder. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't think he was there, but he was the head of the NOI. So it's kind of like, yo, how does something like this happen on your watch? And did I hear that this was a ritual sacrifice? Like the word sacrifice had got thrown around. It was nasty work. Salute. Salute. Hit the like button on your way in. So they got him up out of here, right? And then everything went to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want you to look at his dress. I want you to look at his hat. I want you to look at his stance. I want you to look at the bow tie, because all of this has to do with what I'm going to talk about in a second. These are things that I never knew. Everything that basically I told you tonight so far, I didn't know. Now, here we get to Clarence 13X, aka Father Allah. This has to be one of the most inspirational men in the black community. It's either between, as far as the ghettos of black America, two people, Elijah Muhammad and Clarence the 13th. If you didn't know, just in case, right? Because I got different people in the house tonight. In case you like, I never heard of him. I heard of 50 Cent. No. No. Listen to me. This is Clarence the 13th, Father Allah. He has to be one of the most influential people in the last century in the black community. Never mind if you don't know his name. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you know his name or not. I'm telling you the truth. There was a lot of energy that came from this man. You ever heard of Eric B. and Rakim? That energy came from this man right here. Right? I can go on and on and on. However, When we do the common denominator, all the energy gonna go back to Noble Drew Ali. So let's get to this. The teachings of Clarence 13X Smith, founder of the 5% Nations of the Gods in Earth, peace to the gods, were deeply rooted in the groundwork laid by who? Noble Drew Ali. I did not know none of this, bro. Noble Drew Ali's Moorish Science Temple of America introduced revolutionary idea in 20th century black America that the so-called Negro was not a slave descendant, but a divine Asiatic being, part of a lost nation with a sacred destiny. I think, listen, that's what I'm saying about these people. They knew they had to give the black community something, but it couldn't be the same thing that the world been giving us. And no black person from the ghetto, not a lot of people want to hear about a white Jesus. They don't want to hear about no white Jesus with blue eyes, bro. They don't want to hear that shit. And they don't want to hear he coming back soon. And they don't want to hear pray to Jesus. They don't want to hear about none of that shit. Not with all the atrocities that had happened to them in this here United States. While other people are living lavish. That's why I say I don't got no religion. Hell no, I don't got time for that. You're not gonna trick me and then use me up on earth, and you out here living a good goddamn life for your whole entire life, and then you die and you talk about, yo, you gonna get yours in heaven though. What that little kid say in that meme? A bullshit. A bullshit. No, we're not doing that. Right? We're not doing that. Especially when I found out you a liar anyway. You done lied about the religion. You done lied about the gods. You done lied about the history. You lied about it all, and then you... No, once I find out, why would I stick around? Most people do, because they attach... Their identity is already attached to something, and they don't have the courage to move on to a whole brand new ideology. But Elijah Muhammad did it. He was out here a whole Moorish temple, scientific temple of America with the bay and all that. Yeah. His name was Robert Poole Bay. Yeah. Soon as Noble Drew Ali passed away, guess what? I'm gonna start my own shit, cause yeah. We yeah. Drop the bay, huh? And he's added the honorable, and he's out here doing his thing. And that's how you do it, right? That's how you do it. When Clarence XIII broke away from the Nation of Islam in the 1960s, he preserved the Moorish concept of divine entity and took it further, right? So when Noble Drew Ali was just saying like, yo, no, you not the descendants of no slaves, Noble Drew Ali also was trying to get a check up out of America. He was trying to... They had attached themselves to all type of shit that had nothing to do with them as a people. And that's what I find fucked up, right? Because you got people believing this shit to this day. But it's going to get worse as I do this video. It's only going to get worse, not better. We didn't get nowhere yet. But... If I could talk to Noble Drew Ali, I said, why you do that though? Why you bring this whole peace treaty with fucking Morocco and this shit, knowing that these people don't got no stake in the game, bro? You got them believing they sovereign over some shit that had nothing to... These people are not... It's like the fucking Jews saying that they are the real fucking Jews. Like that's their land in Palestine. What's the difference? These people are not genetically connected to these people over there in Palestine. They're just over there stealing fucking land. That's it. So what is the difference in you getting over here now telling all these people, filling their head with all this poppycock about sovereignty, and they don't gotta listen because there was a treaty with Morocco, and you are the true descendants of Moroccan people, and all of this shit, bro. None of it's true. I'm pretty sure some of these people are descendants of Moroccans, not the whole fucking black race. Are you fucking shitting me? But people want to change, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, and but black people, you went too far. Now you want reparations you want sovereign, you want, but you wasn't willing to do. I think the closest person I got to it was Malachi Z. York. That's the closest person. And why do I say that? Because he actually went and got land. I think that was the closest person. And he was about to do some shit. He was. They brought his ass down. But they brought him down for a reason. We'll get into that in another video. They brought him down because he was on to something. He was actually onto something that was more legit than telling my people they was giving them false hope. That's what I hate. So I'm here to break down the false hope today because I still see it going on. All niggas running around calling themselves king this, God this. And we the worst fucking people. Like, get this shit together. If you want to live in a delusion, then you do that. But I don't want... Now, I'm going to set the record straight. We're going to re-educate the people. Then that means I have to expose some people. And I'm exposing everybody. Fuck it. Burn the house down. Burn it down. Now, when Clarence 13 broke away from the Nation of Islam in 1960, he preserved that Moorish concept of divine, but he took it further. He told the black man he was God. I don't think he has the right to tell you that, but he told you, right? And let's keep it real. Did it uplift us for a little? It uplifted us a lot. Until we forgot what he said. Clarence 13, he had fucking addiction problems too. Allegedly. Let me say allegedly for the family sues me. But from what I hear, he had addiction problems too. So how the fuck is you God? You can't even control your addictions. We not God, bro. Knock it off, bro. The fuck is we talking about? Niggas out here with straight fiend activities. Talk about we God. And it's always a fiend telling you God. Yo, you're not God, bro. But I would appreciate it if you would work on becoming more like whoever you think is God. Whatever principles you think or your God has. Because if these are the principles and the attributes that your God got, you got a fucked up God, bro. And I'm going to need you and your God to get away from me. You got bad energy. You and your God go somewhere far. How about those apples? Go somewhere far away. You got bullshit intentions. I think we were doing great at one point. When he passed away, that crack cocaine hit. That's when we needed his ideology never did before. But we was all locked up. It was good while we was in there and you wanted to get with the God bodies to kept from getting raped. Right? You on bullshit time. Soon as you get locked up, you want to become 5% nation of the gods and earth. Huh? You don't want to get raped. Keep it real with all of us. We know what's going on, bro. You can fool some people sometimes. You can't fool all the people all the time, though. You don't want to get raped. Fine, bro. Then the 5% nation inside, they say, fuck it. We going to become bloods. Oh, if Clarence 13th was around today, he'd roll over. He'd smack the shit out of you. What? That's not what I taught. This was a modern reformulation of Ali's call for nationality, divinity, and self-knowledge. Now, I don't think any of these are just totally bad. They just misinformed us, and now, here, we got people running around talking about we Moors. Not true. We got people talking about, we are God. Not fucking true. Get yourself out of those handcuffs then, God. Knock it off. I call you son because you shine like one. Or I want you to shine like one. I call you God because I want you to be closer to, you understand? I want you to attract more to him or it or the spirit of God. Like I said, those principles. But you're not acting like God right now, bro. Knock it off. You're just acting like Pee-wee, so I'm going to call you Pee-wee. Now, there was a black renaissance, and I want to know what led to this black renaissance. Well, like I mentioned before, it was a zeitgeist. It was a world spirit. A world spirit had hit. That's what a zeitgeist is. It is a spirit that just hits the whole world as a new type of thing. Like, oh, this is different. Now, there was some other, remember, I made a big deal that Noble Drew Ali was born in 1886. So I want you to look at the time period of what is going on by time he's 17, 15 years old. There's other frameworks floating around the globe that by the time they hit him and he really engulfs himself in it, he might have been a master by 21, right? Or at least he knows more than you. So when he starts talking and you don't know nothing, but he doesn't know these things because he drenched himself in it, it really he sounds like Jesus. All of these Negro groups, religion, and ideologies started with what and who? Who started this new age mystical rhetoric in America, and his ideas were inspired by what? Buddhism, Hinduism, Theosophy, and astrology. This is a fact. This is what Noble Drew Ali was into. We'll get into it. Who was this guy? What was the framework? And how do we know I'm telling the truth? Well, we'll get into all of that right now. There was worse people in all race created religion. I guess we'll start here. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. I didn't even want to do this video. Let me bring this up a little bit. There we go. There we go. But I knew I got some other videos that I want to get into Friday, so I didn't want to spend too much time in this, but I wanted it out, so I just went and got started. In my opinion, my slides aren't really done, but we're gonna work our way through all of that, right? Now, this, I ain't gonna lie to you, all of this blew my mind. Like, the stuff I learned was just crazy. I'm like, what is going on right now? Anyway, let's just start with Walter M. Fleming. Obviously, he's a Caucasian man. Fleming was born 1838 in Portland, Maine, and was a very active Freemason. He is a co-founder of the ancient Arabic Order of Nobles of the Mystic Shrine in 1872. 1872. Right? So do the math. This is a little bit before Noble Drew Ali was actually even born. Noble Drew Ali was born in 1886. This guy started this ancient Arabic Order of Nobles Yeah. I spent the whole day doing it, Uncle Andy. Actually, it was more than the whole day. I spent days actually working on this, like, days. Whenever I had the time, I just worked on it. Alright, let's get back to this. Fleming was formerly a member of the New York County Medical Society. So here's the thing I did like about Fleming. He was actually he was big into medicine. He was big into masonry too. He was part of a few different secret societies. He was not playing around. But also big into medicine. He New York State Medical Society, and at one time was the president of the Alumni Association of Albany Medical College. For many years, until his death, he was a member of the New York Physicians Mutual Aid Association, the Royal Arcanum, and Knights of Honor. So I don't know how he had time for all of this, but I can tell you this: he took that shit dead ass serious. Like whatever he was into, he took it dead ass serious. Thank you, this effing guy. His partner's name, he was an actor. So you know how actors have their government name, his government name was William Jerome Collin. But he went by William J. Florence, and as we all know, the short term for William is Billy. So a lot of people just addressed him as Billy Florence. They called him Florence because he had an apartment in Florence, Italy, and he liked it over there, so they would call him Billy Florence. Anyway, Billy was born of two Irish parents, Albany, New York. He was an actor, a player. Listen up, black man, right? I'm talking to you right now. I am talking to you right now, black man. Especially the Moors. I'm not so much talking about the 5% nation or Nation of Islam, because we could do different videos on them. I just wanted you to know how much Noble Drew Ali inspired the black community. Now, when you divide up the black community and you think about how many people are part of the NOI or someone you know that's 5% nation, the gods on earth, like, he really did touch and inspire a lot of different people. Not to mention, I didn't get to Marcus Garvey yet, and I don't even think I'm getting to Marcus Garvey in this video, but he also inspired Marcus Garvey. So Noble Drew Ali touched a lot of people. However, who did Noble Drew Ali, where did he get his inspiration from? Aha. It's so crazy that I see the people is so pro-black, and at the root of your doctrine, you out here talking shit about the white man. At the root of your goddamn doctrine is a white man out here acting for a living. Huh? He's out here on bullshit time. You gotta know what you into. I keep telling you, know what you into. You out here spewing all of this fucking pro-black, I'm God shit. Easy. Would it hurt you to find out where he'll get his information from? This is his partner. These two guys start the ancient Arabic order nobles of the mystic shrine. It is a long, lengthy mouthful. Let me tell you how this came about. While on tour, your boy Billy, he was invited to a party given by an Arab diplomat. The entertainment was a musical comedy. At its conclusion, the guests became members of a secret society. Right? This is overseas. Florence took notes and drawings at his initial viewing and on two other occasions, once in Algiers and once in Cairo. So he's out here moving and goofy. He's shaking. I ain't gonna hold you. For the 1800s, he's getting around as an actor. It's a little bit risky a choice, right? Obviously, probably, I don't know if he was married. Who's marrying a traveling fucking actor? It's giving scam vibes. Like, I don't know. Whatever he was doing it right? Because he knew people in high places. I mean, he knew this guy, Fleming. So maybe he had maybe his family had money. I don't know. But I know he was able to like move around the earth, bro. He was like moving around the globe. Anyway, he goes to this party. He sees what's going on. He's taking notes. When he gets back to New York, he shows Fleming the notes. He's telling Fleming like what happened over there. Fleming is already a 33-degree Mason. So, but he's looking for something different too. He's looking for like something more fun and exciting. So what he does is they come up with some rituals. They draw up their own emblems and their costumes. And they was initiated. They get initiated into the secret order. They start their own order. And then they initiate 11 men on June 16th, 1871. From my research, you cannot, I don't know if things change, but at this time, you could not have become a Shriner unless you was already a 33-degree Mason. Rebecca. Oh, damn. That's horrible, this effing guy. That's horrible. And we'll get into that. And we can get into it right now. This particular outfit was really only for, when they first set it up, it was really for only for white people. But did we expect anything else? It's like 1871. And the Emancipation Proclamation just happened 6 years ago. So obviously they don't want Negroes like hanging around funkying up the joint. Right? Get your weight up. And then let's see where shit go. But understand, look at the dates I'm talking about. This is 1871 they started this. Noble Drew Ali is born in 1886. So you give him 20 years. And it's 1906. But guess what? They did things way faster back in the days. Right? My grandfather was married at 20. So when I say they did things faster, there was no like all this babying that we do nowadays. People talk about, 30s is the new 20s. Shut up. What are you talking about? No, it's not. We are nothing like our fucking elders, bro. Nothing like them. Show some respect. Show some fucking respect. By the early 20s, my grandfather had a wife, kids, and a fucking house, bro, with a full-time job at Nabisco. What are you talking about? Like, no, we're not. We're nothing like them. I'm hoping we could get back there. Historically, the shrine was open only to white men in 1891. An African American counterpart to the Shriners movement was initiated by John G. Jones. You guys can write that down if you're interested. John G. Jones. I can actually show you. I have the website up, so let me just kind of like show you what's going on. So this would be John G. Jones right there. This is the website for the ancient Egyptian Arabic order of noble mystics and shrines. Yeah. Again, I didn't come to offend anybody or any of these things, so I'm not really here to make judgment on them. At the end of the day, these are the elders. I just wanted you to see. And we'll get into why these people wanted their own, right? All right, let's get back into this. You can just write down the names. Anyway, John G. Jones was initiated and 13 other Prince Hall Masons. So now we're getting closer. You understand? You understand? Look at the dates. They started in 1871. John G. Jones is initiated as one of the, I'm going to say he's the first black guy in 1893. So how old is Noble Drew Ali at this point? Noble Drew Ali is 7 at this point. So he still has some time to go. But the thing is this. He actually is allowed in the fold now because they started accepting black people. In 1919, there were legal conflicts between the white and African American orders, with a white-only order from Texas filing a lawsuit against the local African American order for infringement of white Shriners' regalia and traditions. I think those white Shriners was probably out of the loop. They didn't know they was given permission to do that, right? Like, why would some black Shriners just pop up doing what the fuck you do? Like, why would they just do that with no permission? I don't think they're going to do that. But these white Shriners was offended. They initially won the case, but then the case was overturned in 1929, protecting the right of the African American Prince Hall Shriners to continue calling themselves Shriners, using its emblems, practicing its rituals, and fundraising nationwide. I don't know if I don't get that vibe. Like, there's a lot of racial tension nowadays amongst them. You understand? I think this cooled off a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a Shriner. I'm just telling you what I observe. It looks like they probably cooled off a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to give you that history there. But the main thing is that you know is the dates. John G. Jones, right? Now, the ancient Arabic order of nobles of the mystic shrine that was created. They here are some of the symbols, right? So obviously you had to be a Mason before you become a Shriner. You had to actually be a 33-degree Mason. Now, I'm bringing this up for a reason, because Noble Drew Ali would go on to create something that was like a religion. But his religion was heavily borrowed from other institutions to make his own. And I don't know if I would be so against it if it didn't come across like, yo, this is the true knowledge for the black man, right? Because now you coming off as a grifter. That's just my opinion. Now you may come off as a grifter because you're taking bits and pieces from these different ideologies and frameworks to build your own. And that is, I think that if it naturally happens, right? And it creates something creative. Look what African Bambaataa did with, you know, the electric sound and just the energy of urban, right? There was, and then what some of the other influences, obviously, Funkadelic and George Clinton, right? They, you know, these, you could just see that by the way he came out on stage in these crazy costumes. Like, he was definitely inspired by George Clinton. But that was a little bit, that's nothing like this right here, right? You're taking these things from, and we're going to see, it's just not me saying, "Lil, you kind of out of pocket for that." These secret societies was upset too a little bit, because they're like, "Yo, you not supposed to be doing none of this shit you doing out in the open like that. You doing a little bit too much." Now let's just take this stance right here, right? For an example of what I'm saying, like you doing too much. You wouldn't know that this is a whole Masonic, I'm not going to say ritual, but everything he's doing, from the way he's standing, right? It looks like nothing, right? He looked like he's standing like one of those people from California that just be out there in his dickies and his feet is at a 90-degree angle. But no, the way he is even standing in this picture has a meaning. His hands across his chest has a meaning. All of it has a meaning. The thrusting of the hand is a signal used in journeying from one stage or degree in the order to another, or more specifically from the first veil to the second veil. Along with the signal of thrusting the hand goes the words Shem Japheth Adorium. Now, how do I know this? Because I read books. That's how I know. And there is a book called Richardson's Monitor of Freemasonry. Richardson's Monitor of Freemasonry. If you want to go to page 74, then you can find it like I did. Richardson's Monitor of Freemasonry being a practical guide to the ceremonies and all the degrees conferred in Masonic lodges, chapters, encampments, and explaining the signs, tokens, and grips, and giving all the words, passwords, sacred words, oaths, hieroglyphics used by the Masons. Don't get mad at me. I did not write this book. I told you, I rarely talk from I don't really shoot from the hip. If I say something, I'm usually coming with fucking facts, because I don't want to argue all day long. I don't like that. So the best way to do that is just talk facts. This book will tell you about the historical degrees, the symbols, the rituals, secret workings of Freemasonry. It was first published in 1860 and has been reprinted multiple times, often as a reference for both Masons and outsiders interested in the fraternity's practices. Yes. Yes, baby Grizz. Yes, baby Grizz. We have to. That's all I'm doing right now, baby Grizz. I'm just trying to do the unlearning, because it's as smooth as this shit sound. You know, peace to the gods and the earth. All that shit sounds smooth, right? All the god bodies I know sold crack before. I don't know god bodies that ain't sell crack, right? So we have to really get the true history. We have to get the true knowledge of who we really are as a people, because what I found out is that people sold a lot of game, and then none of this shit was true. And if I don't tell you and show you, I gotta force your fucking head like in the fucking manure to be like, yo, it is shit. Look, smell. And you like, nah, it ain't shit, bro. It ain't shit. I'm telling you, that shit just look like, no. Put your nose in it, man. Put your nose in it. The shit's stinks to high heavens. Now, I got a couple of friends, not a lot, a couple of friends. They running around with the fez on and all that. Wasn't polite running around with the fez. I don't know. Let me not start that rumor. I don't know why I thought I might have saw. I better not have seen fucking polite running around no fucking fez on. The fez is a headdress worn by the Shriners. It was the Masons who brought this dress to the East. Fez was one of the 4 traditional capitals of Morocco and was a great Islamic center of learning. The fez, also known as a tarbush. Tarbush. Now, the short hat is the short hat here. That's a fez, and the longer one that looks like a thimble on somebody's head is a tarbush. This was customarily worn by students of great school in the city of Fez, Morocco. It has come to be known as a mark of learning. So just because you wear, first of all, if you're wearing a fez over here, you wearing a tarbush, are you a student of learning? Let me ask you that. Or do you just want me to acknowledge you to be associated with the Shriners? Because as soon as I see that you're a Shriner, I should understand that you had to be a 33 degree Mason to even become a Shriner. But those are just old rules. I don't know the new rules. You understand? People out here buying sets. You could pay $500 right now and get your own set and a blood. you want to be blood? You want to be Crip? Like what's going on? We could get you your own set tonight, right? Not me, because I'm not getting wrapped up in no type of fucking Rico. But it's out there. It's all out there if you want, right? So is that how is what I'm saying is, do the rules still apply? Am I to assume that if someone is a Shriner, that person has reached the 33 degree? I don't know. I don't know. No, that's a fact though, baby Grizz. Now, what say you? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad has on a fez and a tarbush. Let me stop right there. I got to reiterate. I don't know where people may come in on the video. You understand? So I got to reiterate. They don't catch what I said before. Let me keep saying it. 1, hit the like button. Do subscribe. 2, I want to say this. I think that these men obviously had good intentions. I think these men had great intentions for the black community. Do I think they was winging that shit a little bit? Now that I'm looking at it, it was something new, right? Because not all actual facts was actual facts. When you mix in actual scientific facts that got to be proven, right? So every time if you mix that in, it's some mathematical facts, but then I would assume that everything else got to be factual, because you already started this conversation off that we're gonna talk about the facts, and the science adds up. You understand? The sun is definitely 93 million miles away from the earth. The science definitely adds up, beloved. But what I can't really prove is if I'm God like you say I am, and the white man is the devil. I can't prove this, bro. I can't prove this. I cannot prove this. Right? I can understand why a white man is acting devilish. I can understand that. Right? That's what, 400 years of feeling like, yo, I got priority on this planet. I got priority. Yes, I said it right. On this planet and on definitely in North America. 400 years, right? And then you get spoiled. Every generation, you get a spoiled brat ass fucking kid who learns not to respect people that don't look like him. And then that person grows up to be a fucking asshole. And then he has kids. And then his kids learn the same shit. Yeah, we don't gotta respect them. They was niggas. They was slaves. We don't gotta respect them. Now, you gonna have some people that don't subscribe to that type of thinking. But if we being realistic, out of the 100% of white people that was here in this land, there was well over 50% that was thinking that same shit. And those that wasn't thinking it, they just didn't do shit about it, because it's like, yo, it's not my business. I really don't want to get involved in that shit. You understand? I feel bad for the black people, but let me just mind my fucking business, because these people out here crazy. You see what the fucking Mormons was doing. The Mormons was laying motherfuckers down, Jack. Their own people laying the motherfuckers down. And then blaming it on the so-called Indian, which we recognize as the Native American. Diabolical. But I can't prove that all white men are devils. And I damn sure can't prove that the black man is God. Right? Because just like when I say, nah, but you got some good white people. Yeah, but they all devils. That's what you gonna say, yeah, but they all devils. Then what the fuck yo, my people ain't perfect either. You see the silly shit they out here doing? So can God really act that fucking silly and that devilish and me still call him God? And we don't want to call it out? Nah, let's stop playing word. I don't got no time to fuck around with none of y'all. We ain't God. We need to get our shit together though. But we ain't God, my nigga. You can't even get off dope. Huh? You not God, beloved. You secretly like men. You secretly want to fill on man glutes, my nigga. But you won't let nobody else know. You're not God. Let's just start there. Let's just get this shit together. Throw all the shit out the window that we learned. Because what these gentlemen had brought to the table, it did a tremendous job. But now we don't have no identity, because we're finding out they didn't tell us the truth. We're not Moors. That's a description. If you didn't hear me when I first started the video, it was more or less a description. It started out as a description of something that was just, I wanted to label this black. It evolved into something to describe a people that were from a geographic zone who happened to be black. And then it evolved again for the terminology to address Muslim blacks. It took a few different transitions. Tell the truth. So don't tell my people, yo, they always called us Moors. No, they didn't. What they did always call you, though, was Ethiopian. What they did call you was Nubian. Knock it off. Now that could be, that you could take that back all the way to Plato, and you will find that they call us Ethiopian. Hit the like button, do subscribe, share the channel. Peace, peace. Santiago's in the building. Oh, Santiago's in the building. All right. Now, I'm showing you this because I want you to understand it wasn't just Noble Drew Ali that was involved with the Shriners and then brought the attributes of the Shrinery over to their actual religion that they created. Noble Drew Ali did it. Wallace Farad did it. Elijah Muhammad kept it going. Here's the problem. Before we get to the problem, Ancient Arabic Order of Nobles of the Mystic Shrine for North America. Now, I told you who this was founded by, right? We went over the history of that. This was founded by two white guys. One of them was the son of two Irish parents. I'm going to read this. The origin of the order. It says the order of the nobles of the mystic shrine was instituted by the Mohammedan Caliph Ali, whose name be praised, the cousin and son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad. I just want to stop right there. Why are you praising the name of Caliph Ali? I guess because he started the order. Allegedly. Let's keep it going. He was the cousin and the son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad. God favor and preserve him. In the year of the Hijra 25 AD 644 at Mecca, in Arabia, as an inquisition or vigilance committee to dispense justice and execute punishment upon criminals who escape their just deserts through the tardiness of the courts, and also to promote religious toleration among cultural men of all nations. The original intentions was to form a band of men of sterling worth who would, without fear or favor, upon a valid accusation, try, judge, and execute, if need be, within the hour, having taken precautions as to secrecy and security. The nobles, right? Follow me. Walk with me, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I didn't even want to do this video, but the shenanigans gotta stop. The nobles perfected their organization and did such prompt and efficient work that they excited alarm and even consternation in the hearts of the evildoers in all countries under the star and crescent. Wow. The order is yet one of the most highly favored among many secret societies which abound in Oriental countries, and gather around its shrines and select few of the best educated and cultural classes. Their ostensible object is to increase the faith and fidelity of, it doesn't even matter what. I read all of that just to say this, right? And this was 1903. You can see this book, the Library of Congress, one copy received, 1903. Right? The author of this book, Noble G.O.L. Root. See, his name is Noble too. G.O.L. Root of the Muhammad Temple. You can look him up. It's a white guy. Believing that every noble of our order would be interested in knowing its origins and history, I have collected. This is fucking Noble. He has the goddamn audacity to start off with Noble. But this is Noble G.O.L. Root. He said, believing that every noble of our order would be interested in knowing its origin and history, I have collected from the best and the most reliable sources as much data on the subject as can be obtained, being indebted to Noble Walter Fleming and William S. Patterson, the fucking actor, who changed his name again, for a major portion commencing from the year of Hijra 25 at Mecca in Arabia, and its introduction into America. All right. So, I couldn't get a picture of Noble G.L. Root, who wrote the book, right? The Ancient Arabic Order of Nobles of the Mystic Shrine in North America. He wrote this whole book, right? Now, as a Shriner, Noble is a title for members. So, there's not going to be any discrepancy on whether Noble Drew Ali was part of this shrinehood, this fraternity. Because he's getting his style, his symbols, and his name from the fraternity. As a Shriner, Root compiled this early history. The organization included in its origins, legends, rituals, symbols, and the growth of from 1870s, founded by Walter M. Fleming and William J. Florence. So I think I'm going to show you the growth rate next. Yeah, here's the growth rate. Check this out. Growth rate is exponential numbers, right? In 1875, there were 43 Shriners in the organization. So it took I think this started in 1871. And then they only had 4 Shriners. To encourage membership, the Imperial Grand Lodge of the Ancient Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine for North America was created at the June 6, 1876 meeting of the Mecca Temple. Fleming was elected the first imperial potentate. By 1878, there were 425 members in 13 temples in 8 states. And by 1888, there were 7,210 members in 48 temples in the United States and Canada. Check this out. By the imperial session held in Washington, D.C. in 1900, there were 55,000 members in 82 temples. Give it up for them boys. Give it up for them boys. God damn. They did that. They did that. They did that. Now, if you want to know why I'm so impressed. Oh, look, they even had the ladies' orders. They even had the lady orders. The Daughters of the Nile. The Daughters of the Nile. The Ladies Oriental Shrine of North America was founded in 1903 in Wheeling, West Virginia, and the Daughters of the Nile was founded in 1913 in Seattle, Washington. Both are for women only, and they support the Shriners Hospitals to promote sociability. Membership in either organization is open to any woman 18 years of age and older who is related to a Shriner or Master Mason by birth or marriage. Now, what I didn't put in here, is that this whole shit is made up. I didn't put it in the slide. So this whole thing about it was a Mohammedan Caliph Ali who was supposed to be related to the Prophet Muhammad. None of that shit, bro. None of that happened. They felt it was going to give that backstory was going to give more allure to the fraternity. Now here's my process in thinking. What in the fuck is you two dipsy ass white boys doing? You is a whole actor. You just take life for a fucking joke, right? I can see that right now. Billy Florence you're out here partying in fucking Algiers. Next night you're in Cairo. Like, you're living a life. You have to get that money from somewhere, right? I don't know what you up to. Fleming, like I said, Fleming is really into this whole Masonic shit, but I'm kind of disappointed in Fleming too, because this could have been done a different way, bro. And for y'all to mock fucking black people, and you was mocking black people. Let's don't try to clean that shit up. And the reason I say you mocking black people is you didn't even want black people to be in the fucking fraternity. This is how stupid shit be, bro. This is to be the stupid shit. And still today, we good enough for you to watch us play basketball, for you to listen to our fucking music. You really don't really give a fuck about us, right? You wanted a fraternity that encapsulated the history of colored people in a specific area that was associated with Egypt somehow. Or something mystical, powerful, connected to the jinn and Allah and gods, but not from what was wrong. Let me ask you something. What was wrong with creating a fraternity that was connected to the Norse gods, Odin and Loki? What was the problem with that? I fuck with Loki and Odin. Definitely fuck with Loki. Why'd you create this fucking fraternity? Lie about its background, and then you done open the shit up. You opened it up. You got the black man out here standing on business, huh? He don't even know this shit is a sham. It came out. You guys can look it up. I'm only here to tell you the truth. Yeah, Loki the Chicks. Oh man, the fucking chipster. Now, I hope the message is getting through, right? So I kind of like in my head broke this whole video up. The first half was Noble Drew Ali's affiliation with who? The Shriners, right? That he eventually did create his own. From what I hear, they say that the Moorish Science Temple of America is not a religion. So I don't want to call it a religion. So let's just say organization. Either way, you put the battery in a lot of people's back and made them feel it had some type of radiation of Islam in it, right? So you put a whole bunch of shit together, and you had the symbols over there from the Shriners that started on, what does the Bible say about building a house on faulty ground, right? You can't build a house on unlevel ground, on fucking quicksand, because eventually that house would fall. And now what we're doing is we're in the year of 2025, your Lord. The kids is running around buck wild. All of the God bodies is out here hurt if they haven't turned blood already. Right? We in the same motherfucking boat we was always in. Shout out to the people who have committed to these organizations, and they're not doing any tomfoolery, and they're trying their hardest to live by the principles of these organizations, whether it be the Moorish Scientific Temple of America or the NOI or the 5% Nation. Shout out to you guys. There are some people that really live by credence in the principles. But the bigger part is self-identity in America. That's the hurtful part. So yes, NOI may help some people that follow the rules stop from getting pregnant early, not go to jail. These are things that are good, and these are accolades that to be praised. However, the black man still has no self-identity in America, and he needs that. And my video tonight is to tear down the ideology that we are Moors, because we are not Moors. It's not even a nation, right? Someone told you and gassed you up, and you attached yourself to fucking Morocco, and now you out here in every argument trying to prove to people that we are the lost tribe of Moroccans. Knock it off. You sound crazy, and that's not the answer. And the guy who you're really standing on, not only was he duped into believing something else, but I'm going to tell you something else that he was into, right? Because he has a book right there, as you can see on the screen, called The Holy Quran of the Moorish Scientific of America. Did you know that this book was highly plagiarized? You can look up everything. Soldiers in chariots of fire in the skies over the cities of Judea. You do know Yahshua is a farce. Yahweh is a farce. Jesus did not return anywhere. Jesus did not return anywhere. I don't even know if Jesus died on the cross. Yeah. You want me to believe Omar was a student because Sosa says so. I don't even know if Jesus died on the cross. You understand? Fuck around, Jesus died of old age with wild youths running around eating the olives off his olive tree. What I do know is Yahweh is a farce. Right? Now, getting back to this. Noble Drew Ali wrote a book, his own Quran, mind you. His own Quran. Now, why am I mentioning this? I'm mentioning this because the man inspired so many different people. The 5% nation of the gods and earth, the nation of Islam, Marcus fucking Garvey. Like, he had a lot of people running around hyped up. Meanwhile, he had took his whole doctrine from somewhere else, from other white men. I hate to throw race in it. I'm only throwing race in it because it's funny, right? It's fucking comical. You keep on filling these black people up with all, but again, it's like, yo, I'm gonna give y'all pride. Did they do something with the pride? I think while you was here, they might have did something with the pride, but shit got crazy. Who the fuck was doing rituals at the NOI? What was Wallace Farad doing? He was wilding out. Shit got crazy once you got up out of here, Jack. Niggas is doing blood sacrifices all over the place. Shit got crazy and weird. You understand? This is because you was out here into all type of shit that you didn't let the people know about. Now, let me tell you about chapters 2 to 19 in this here book, largely plagiarized from Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ by a guy named Levi Dowling. Observing the facts was good, bro. We just building. We just building, bro. I'm just telling the truth. They can't say much because I'm only coming with the facts, right? If you look up anything I'm telling you, you're going to be like, God damn, he was telling the truth. I'm only telling the facts. That's it. So, chapters 2 to 19, right? And I got to go to sleep soon. Largely plagiarized from the Aquarian Gospel. How long we been up here? 2 hours? Yeah, it's time to go. Claiming to chronicle Jesus' lost years in it. Don't get me wrong. I got wrapped up in this shit too. I was affected by this too. Right? All of the shit is coming from specific people. Hold on, we got to get through this. Chapters 20 to 47, adapted from another book called Unto Thee I Grant, also known as The Economy of Life, a 1750 text attributed to a European author but presented as an ancient Oriental wisdom possibly influenced by Rosicrucianism or Freemasonry. It was Rosicrucianism. I know his work. I've been studying his work for a long time. Spencer. It was Rosicrucianism. However, I didn't go out and start a whole new fucking religion. You understand? That's the difference between me and Noble Drew Ali, and pass it off like, yo, this is the black man's knowledge. I got the work. The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple is not a traditional Quran, but a text curated by Noble Drew Ali in 1927, combining excerpts from the Aquarian Gospel of and the Unto Thee I Grant Thee with his own teachings to promote Moorish identity and black empowerment. It differs significantly from the Islamic Quran in its origin, content, and purpose. So how is this true Islam? I don't know. I don't even have the answer for that, right? Maybe you could come back and be like, no, this is true. I don't care at this point. I don't care. It was something different, right? And like I said, did it help people? It probably still helping people today, to this day. But I want you to know what it was built on. And also, if you understand the history, then we can alleviate calling ourselves gods, right? And get to who our real identity is. We can alleviate calling ourselves Moors. Because when we truly find out and accept who we are, then maybe we will actually live in those footsteps, right? It's like really finding out who you are. Nothing ambiguous like I'm a god. That's too ambiguous, because in real life you're not a fucking god. They will curb stomp your shit as a god to stop them. So if we could stop pretending for a moment, I would love that. Like, I would really love that. Now, this is Levi H. Dowling. Levi H. Dowling is an American preacher from Belleville, Ohio, who evolved into a metaphysical practitioner and author. He was of Welsh and Scottish descent and not a Jew. Some people have wrote down that he was a Jew. I did not find that evidence. If you can find that evidence and bring it to me, then I will correct myself. However, his father was a Christian preacher, and he was a chaplain in the military. Dowling claimed he accessed the story through the Akashic Records, a spiritual archive said to contain every event and thought in existence. So it was really Dowling who really, I think, spread that idea. Don't get me wrong, the Akashic Records concept was out there, but it was Dowling. Once he put it out, and remember I spoke about the zeitgeist? It was like, but a lot of people stole from him and didn't give him the credit, though. That was the fucked up part. They stole from him and didn't give him credit. The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ was a zeitgeist written in 1908 by Levi H. Dowling. This book claims to reveal Jesus' hidden years through Akashic Records, a cosmic archive of all events. It portrays Jesus as a world teacher who studied in Egypt, India, Tibet, blending Christian and Eastern wisdoms to show that every soul can awaken to its divine nature. Michael Wilbur's in the house. There were 4 men on this high cliff, an Asian, Mexican, and a black man, and a white man. The Asian jumps off and says, "This is for my people." The Mexican jumps off and says, "This is for my people." All right, I'm waiting for the rest of the joke. Now, the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ. Influences behind the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ. So, if you look here, and you go check out this book, there are a lot of... So, this here guy... Dowling, he took influences from a lot of different people. Helena Blavatsky. He was reading some ancient Christian Gnosticism books, right? That's where he started talking about the Christ consciousness and the Christ mind. There was some mind power, divine potential, positive thought. Now, if you look at this time, go back and see how many religions kind of like was birthed from like around this time period. Generally, there was a lot, bro. There was a lot, right? So you had Mormons. You're gonna have Jehovah's Witnesses coming up. You had Rosicrucians. You had obviously the Moorish Temple, Scientific Temple of America. You had the Nation of Islam. It wasn't just black people coming up with new religions. Everyone had started to feel the energy of these things they never heard before and started applying it. So I always wondered, why does the NOI sound so much different? Like, I've never heard, I don't know, 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 I and I guess I never would have heard, but the NOI, the Nation of Islam, when I hear Minister Farrakhan preach, he preaches Jesus. Hold on, what's going on here? He preaches Jesus. They was preaching about a whole lot of. They was teaching about a whole lot of stuff. Yeah. Jacob, the big head scientist. Universal law. All of this goes back to Noble Drew Ali, right? So again, and that's not my beef with him. Obviously, my beef is not with Noble Drew Ali because he was given something that was teaching black families decency, principles. Like, how can you be mad at somebody that you cannot be mad at no black man for that? I can't be mad at Noble Drew Ali for that. I can't be mad at Elijah Muhammad, Master Farad, Minister Farrakhan. I can't be mad at none of them. Clarence 13th, none of them. What I am tired of is, at this point, the black man still don't have no identity. He still does not know who he is, and you still did not take the time to teach him who he is. And this is what I do know. The first step towards purpose is knowledge of self. The first step towards purpose is knowledge of self. That's what I do know for 100%. And if you don't know yourself, so it's over for you telling me I'm a Moor. I'm not a fucking Moor. Knock it off. That's not even a nationality, and all of us in this room did not come from. All of us in North America did not come from fucking Morocco. So stop the bullshit. Stop it. Right? Don't tell me I'm God, because I'm not fucking God. Stomach be on fucking hurt. If I was God, I'd make some shit appear. I eat food. You understand? Don't tell me I'm God. I can't even fucking heal myself. I'm addicted to the poisons they put out here. I can't even stop myself from being addicted to the poisons. You understand? You telling a nigga he God, he's sitting there lighting up a Black and Mild. Fuck are we talking about here? You calling him God, and in the middle of a conversation, he's telling you a story about his old lady, but can't stop calling her a bitch through the whole fucking story. What are we talking about here? You didn't even stop him from doing that. You didn't even check him. And you supposed to be God? Yo, how about everybody shut the fuck up? Because y'all all sound crazy. And let's just stop pretending. And realize the people who taught us had good intentions, but they was kind of out there on some other shit too, right? So I want to go over. You said that's a mystery God theory. What's a mystery God theory, God? What's a mystery God theory? Theosophy. Let's start with this. Theosophy is a religious movement established in the United States in the late 19th century, founded by who? Primarily by the Russian Helena Blavatsky, and based largely on her writing. It draws heavily from both older European philosophies such as Neoplatonism and Indian religions such as Hinduism and Buddhism. Pretty Divine, you are late, but thank you for coming. Shout out to Pretty Divine. Shout out to her and her family. Shout out to the head of her household, Kush. You understand me? What else was that book inspired? Well, yes, what else was that book inspired by? Eliphas Levi, The Bridge Between Magic and Mysticism. The French occultist Eliphas Levi. Look at the dates, y'all. 1810, 1875. Was one of the first to fuse Kabbalah, Hermeticism, and Christian mysticism into a single spiritual science. He introduced the concept of astral light, an invisible cosmic substance that stores all thought and action, and redefined magic as conscious and manipulation of the universal force. So again, here we're actually, when you talk about astral light, we are talking about the Akashic records, a different concept of the Akashic records, right? All of this plus the stuff that Noble Drew Ali was learning in the secret societies, right? He's out here gassed up on 1,000. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think I really mind him coming out here teaching grown people about maybe some of the esoteric knowledge. But when you use that knowledge and you gas people up to give them a false identity, that is where I'm upset about. You gave them a false identity because you thought you was going to get over on America, right? And they was going to do something a little bit more than you wanted them to do. You thought they was stupid, right? You try to attach yourself to some peace treaty and all of that shit with Morocco. They ain't never fought for that shit, Lord. Now you still got people out here to this day riding around with fucking cardboard box license plates getting smoked by the police, bro. Can we stop doing this shit, bro? Can we stop teaching people to disobey the laws of this land? Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, my nigga. You are not fucking sovereign, and they will smoke your boots. Listen to Saladin. Do not listen to these niggas. There is no straw man for you. None of that shit, bro. You do not know anybody with no straw man money, bro. Knock that shit off. Kush, what up, though? Kush probably ain't feeling my goddamn rhetoric tonight. So good, beloved. You understand? I came to do God's work. I got to do the Most High's work. And the first thing is first. We don't have no knowledge of self. And apparently, none of these religions is helping us get to the fucking knowledge, right? It sound cute saying you God until you realize you in the back of the paddy wagon and you can't disappear. Huh? That's oh, that shit sound cute to them niggas hit you with the gavel and all that. Bow! 10 years flat. You like, wait a minute. Let me see you do your bewitch shit then. Wiggle your nose and... Huh? Let me see you do your fucking... Wizard of Oz, tap my shoes 3 times and get out of that. You're not. Let me save you the trouble. You're not. So, hit the like button. Fuck with your boy. Because I'm going to, you understand? I ain't going to tell you a whole bunch of shit you not. Get you out here riding around with no fucking license. Yo, I'm sovereign. Fuck out of here. They're going to billy club your silly ass. Fuck with your boy. I'm not going to have you here. You're going to get lumped. Huh? Parents, tell your kids to subscribe to me. Right? I'm not going to have them out here sacrificing these niggas up to the police, man. Trying to see if shit work or not. Huh? Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. This is why we fucked up. Real spill. Right? Most of our culture is what? Either Christian, some form of pseudo-Muslim, or fucking Moors. Or all of us, right? We got the whole Philly is either hyped up on some fucking Moorish. Everybody's a Bay and a L. None of you niggas deserve that title. None of y'all. Knock it off. Right? Until you start protecting your women in that neighborhood. You don't need. Let me see you clean up your fucking neighborhood by yourself. Then I could call you a L. Then I could call you a Lord. You understand? It feel good to just have a name, a title, Lord, and then you can't even go outside and get the respect from the youngins that's wilding in your neighborhood, and you scared to talk to them. They ready to smoke your boots, bro. You're not a fucking God. Let's stop it. You feel good? It's not a rhetorical fucking question, bro. I'm dead ass serious. You feel good. You can't even reach them, my nigga. You know why? Because they realize I'm not a fucking God. Right? I don't know who I am. But I tell you who I'm about to be. Billy the fucking Kid. Lang, 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 lang. Right? They don't realize. It's over. It's enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. Stop with the nonsense. I'm here to tell you. Subscribe to the fucking channel. Eliphas Levi and Theosophy, the bridge. Okay. So a generation later, Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, founder of the Theosophical Society in 1875. Look at the dates. All of this energy is happening at like one time. She expanded his astral light into the broader Akashic records drawn from the Hindu and Buddhist sources. Where Levi sought to unite Western mysticism through symbolic magic, Blavatsky sought to unite all world religions under an esoteric philosophy that explained both spirit and matter as expressions in one divine energy. Look, I think Elijah Muhammad's intentions were right. I can't speak for Master Farad because I can't. I wish I could say, I think Master Farad's intentions was. I don't know, bro. I just honestly don't know. Right? Part of me says, he had good intentions, but then part of me just say, Farad was just out here doing Farad. You didn't know his name. He has over 50 fucking names. Right? And I kind of think Elijah was on some BS too, because he went and told everybody, he's Allah reincarnated. So both of them got some shit going on. Meanwhile, this nigga's banned from Detroit. How the fuck is you God? You can't even be omnipresent. You don't even have omnipresence. Omnipotence. You're banned from Detroit, man. Explain that to me, man. Like, can we knock it off? You're banned from Detroit. Anyway, the God showed back up to Detroit and got arrested. So then he was like, fuck it. Like, I can't do this no more. And I don't know where Farad went. I'm gonna keep it real. But I know he's one of the best to ever do it. That part is a fact. Over 50 names. Then I heard he and then ran the same huh? He's over there in Punjab doing the same shit. All in all, I heard through the grapevine he passed away in California in the fucking 80s. I don't know. I don't know. Shout out to Master Farad. Now, as far as Elijah Muhammad, my heart tells me he probably had the right intentions, but you had to know some of this wasn't. Nah, you had to know everything, bro. You had to know all of it. Because you knew he wasn't no goddamn God and reincarnated. Tell him who the true God is. You out here following Christian frameworks. And that's the thing that always threw me off with the NOI. How y'all following a Christian framework? Really, it's not that hard to imagine, because even the Islam that Prophet Muhammad introduced is really an Abrahamic religion that is not telling the people the truth, right? We get into that another time, because I just want to deal with black people and their identity tonight. And I want you to see the things that was being inspired by the book that Noble Drew Ali plagiarized, right? Chapters 2 to 19, he took from the Aquarian Gospel for Jesus Christ. You can go look all of these things up, right? And I want you to see kind of like what this Aquarian Gospel was inspired by. This was inspired by fucking European magicians, right? Ceremonial magic and all of this, huh? What we got here? I tell you no lies. So it looks like Eliphas Lee also introduced the concept of the Baphomet. And then we get to the man himself, Mr. Aleister Crowley. He broke away and started his own thing. They always eventually break away. Started his own thing called Thelema. Crowley saw himself as the next link in Levi's magical chain, even claiming to be Levi's reincarnation. Oh, that was the other thing. Everything was fucking reincarnation, bro. Right? Everything. And I'm thinking everything was reincarnation at this time. Why? Because of this guy here. And this guy's, I can't really say of this guy, right? Because his book was kind of like inspired by these people. But everything was reincarnation. So let's go over the reincarnations real quick. Noble Drew Ali dies. The first person, before his body is even in the ground, to say, hey, I'm the reincarnated Noble Drew Ali, was Master Farad Muhammad. He goes off, starts the Nation of Islam. Elijah Muhammad, once he's disappeared because he done got it, some shit went down, somebody died, Farad has to get up out of Dodge, literally. Master Farad says he was the reincarnation of Allah. Jesus Christ. Are you shitting me? This nigga's on the run, Elijah Muhammad. Can we keep it real, man? This nigga is on the run. They're like, somebody could get a reward if they turn him in. And you talk about he's the reincarnation of Allah? I doubt it. I'm just keeping 1,000 with you. But the shit don't stop there. Huh? I didn't even get on the Rastafarians tonight. That's a whole nother video. It's coming. Just believe that their Messiah was the reincarnation of God also in Haile Selassie. So it doesn't, my point is, there was a lot of reincarnation going on. Like, yo, I'm the reincarnation of such and such. That shit sounds cute. And when there's a lot of groupthink going on, nobody's going to want to say, yo, this sounds crazy, because then everybody's going to attack you, right? Yo, fuck, don't disrespect, yo, easy, beloved, easy. Don't tell me how to think. I think it's bullshit. And I think it's going to hurt us later on. And surprise, it did hurt us. Because now we have a nation full of youths who don't know who the fuck they are and nobody to tell them. Nobody that even speaks their language. Nobody that can reach them. They don't want to hear your old ass stories of your fucking fables and all of this bullshit. So now somebody has to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And we got to get to the truth. Right? Yeah. Yeah, Ariel. What's up, Ariel? Yeah, this is what I'm saying, bro. There was a lot of energy going on in this time. So I don't want to make it seem like black people was just affected by this. But here's the thing. Black people know white people was affected by this here energy of the Aleister Crowleys and the Israel Regardis and all of them. They know that. What they don't know is they was affected by it. So that was the point of my video tonight, right? They think they think they are really out here kicking some new shit. Now we the gods and we know the truth. And then, nigga, your fucking founder of that started your shit was into this same magical, mysterious shit out here plagiarizing. Ho. That was just chapters 2 to 19. That was just chapters 2 to 19. Chapters 2 to 20 to 47, he was out here stealing from the Rosicrucians. So, yo, Moors, I always give y'all shit, but I give y'all shit for a reason, right? The people that have been getting arrested following your doctrine it's slowed down a little bit. It's slowed down a little bit. But right now is not the time to be telling people to detach themselves from the United States and all that shit, silly shit. Look at Mos Def. Mos Def was listening to you and then he couldn't get back in the United States, fucking around with your rhetoric, right? He's over He's over there somewhere in Morocco, humble as a motherfucker. Yeah, I guess you would be. Nigga try to come back to the States. Nah, you're blocked, Lord. What happened to all of that detach yourself from America shit? Yeah. Who, me? Ariel said, what I know about this guy. Hold on, Ariel. Who? Me? You talking to me, Ariel? What do you think I do all day, bro? You think I'm just... Yo, Ariel, don't disrespect me like that, God. Don't think I'm just up here talking bullshit. I'm not like these other cats. You understand me? I was born at night. I didn't say I was born last night. I just said I was born at night. You heard me? I can't tell you everything I know. I don't really talk just to talk. I don't just talk to talk. Alright, y'all. That's my video. We don't need to go on and on about it. Hopefully, I gave people enough to look at. And if you missed the video, obviously you're on the replay gang. Shout out to you. Hit the like button as you coming in on the replay gang. Soon as you bow, there you go. Right? But I also want you to share to the people that's not sensitive in hearing, because a lot of people are going to be stuck in cognitive dissonance. If they stuck, don't share it. You understand? But if they acting like, yo, they may want some understanding of some type of sort, you could go ahead and share the video to them. And everyone is going to get something different. Everyone's not going to get the same thing. It's going to click in different areas, right? I kind of rushed this video too, because really I was supposed to be getting back to where we left off last week. So yeah. So I was blown away though by the fact that these guys lied when they started this ancient Arabic order of the nobles of the mystic shrine, and you can look that up too. Like straight up fucking lied, right? And then had the nerve to grow the organization. They lied about how it was started, and they said it was more ancient than it was, and that the Prophet Muhammad's relatives was involved with this ancient order. And then it came out they wasn't involved in this shit at all, and these two white men had just done this because they just wanted, like, they just wanted to feel alive again, right? They just wanted something fun to do, and that shit blew up. And how can you stop something once it blows up like that, right? Well, that's the $1 million question. How do you stop the NOI once it's like, we already started, right? What is Elijah Muhammad supposed to do? Like, while Farab sneaks back into town, he's like, yo, beloved, you got to take over. Like, I'm not even supposed to be here. They probably watching right now. Then they kick in the door. They was watching. Arrest him like, yo, you got it from here, son. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Never to be seen again. Alright. Yo, he was the reincarnation of Allah, and I'm in charge now. And like I said, I ain't no idiot. I know how much the movement meant to the black community. And for some still. Especially the stuff they teach over there at the NOI, impeccable. Impeccable. But I wanted us to know what was the history behind. So this is not about, yo, stop being in the nation. It's definitely not about that. No, keep your silly ass in the Nation of Islam if you dare. But we do need black men and women. We have to develop a strategy to get the education to let us know who we really are. Because I'm tired of us calling ourselves gods, and we not gods. And we give ourselves these titles like L, and they prestigious titles, but they don't match up and reflect our reality. And then that's a problem right there, right? So anyway, that's it for tonight. Thank you for everybody for watching. I do subscribe to a lot of these ideologies, positive thoughts, affirmations, right? So I think it was Jesus that said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You understand? These type of things, they only make sense. And I believe them to this day. To this day. If you going around and this is why I don't like that violent music always playing. Because that is what you thinking about. And if you think about that all day, you're attracting towards that, right? Not even just to get all mystical on it. But that's what you into. That's where it's like if you're walking and you look in a direction, that's where you're gonna go. So if you live in life, but that's where you're looking at the negative part. You're looking at, like, it's sometimes for a lot of people it's hard to get out of that rut. Why? Because we all fall in those, we've fallen into those ruts, financially, depression, this, that, and the third. But what happened is, if you ever lose your job and you get depressed, and then you gotta find something to get you out that rut that will bring you happiness. Not go have sex, get pregnant, or have more kids. That's gonna bring you more fucking stress. But something that is positive, that will get you out thinking in a different direction. And then all of a sudden you're like, yo, somebody called with an opportunity. Yeah, because you had to switch that energy up, bro. This is what I do know. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. You had to switch that energy up. That's what I do know. You understand? That thing was holding you down like a boulder. So you have to force, even when you don't want to. Clear your mind. One last thing. Some people, they get in the car and they just turn on the radio. They're not even listening to the radio. Don't make this a habit. You come in the house, you just turn on the TV. Why you do that? Oh, I just like it playing. That sound cute, but you don't understand your anatomy. That's what that tells me. What you mean by that? Did you know you was an electrical being? You probably didn't know. Or you probably thought it was just fluff. No, you are an electrical being. Your body is always generating electricity. It's impossible for your body not to always be generating electricity, because anytime that your cells talk to each other, there's something called a synapses, where there is an electrical charge that goes off. And that's happening all the time. I'm telling you this because I want you to know you can be manipulated by electromagnetic energy. So the less unnecessary electromagnetic energy that is not useful for you, let it go. You're not watching the TV. You're not listening to the radio, and then all of this stuff is in your head. So when you go to lay down, you're trying to figure out, why can't I sleep? Why you think you can't sleep? Huh? Keep it real with me. Do you know how to silence your brain? Can you sit there and hear nothing? Or as soon as you close your eyes, you hear 1,000 things? Keep it real with me, because I'm going to believe you. You know why I'm going to believe you? Because I was there already. So I already know what you're going through. You don't want to tell nobody else because you don't know how to explain it, and you don't want to sound crazy to them. Because they're going to think you're hearing voices, and that's not what you're saying. You're just saying you can't quiet your mind. And I'm telling you, that is like, you have to practice to quiet your mind. That is a skill set that many people can't do. But it doesn't help when you got the radio playing, the TV playing, unnecessary fucking noise. No. Shut it off. Learn to be sitting still and quiet. Control your mind. Right? I'm thinking of the book right now as I let you go. I'm thinking of the book right now. Hold on. Let me get the book. There's a book I listened to. It's by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill. It's not Think and Grow Rich. Hold on. I'll tell you the book right now. It is Outwitting the Devil. Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. Go ahead and read that book. Go ahead and read that book. And when I say read that book, listen to the book. They got it on YouTube. Like, listen to the fucking book, man. Right? And he will describe in that book and explain in that book why it is necessary to quiet your mind. To quiet your mind. All right, that's my show. I gotta go to my bed. You know, shout out to the whole Poker Face Society. Appreciate y'all. Do hit the like button. Do share it who you're going to share it with. And again, I meant no disrespect to anybody that was a part of these organizations or cultures that I was talking about tonight. But also, I didn't tell any lies, so that would have been different if I would have got up here and started lying, this, that, and the third. But it's hard to, you understand? You could have got up here and cursed me out, but it would have looked crazy because everything I was saying was the truth. So. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny, Ariel, because I listen to Napoleon Hill a lot of times to go to sleep too. Yeah, I've been listening to him to go to sleep too. Someone just came out with all these Napoleon Hill videos, and I know they're AI, but I just listen to them shits anyway. Like anytime I want to go to sleep, that's funny. I've been listening to him too because I'd rather listen to something positive when I go to sleep than like, let's be real, anything negative. I want to hear positive affirmations, man. Yeah. Oh, no problem, Pretty Divine. No problem. Yep. Napoleon Hill. He's great. All right. Thanks again, and I'm glad that we got this video done. This way we can move on to new topics coming this Friday. All right. So that being said, peace and blessings to you and your family. You understand? May the spirit protect everyone that's watching right now. Anything that is not like the positive spirit of the Most High that is headed or was even thinking about heading your way, let that be destroyed, right? And I'm speaking healing into everyone's life that is watching me right now. I'm speaking financial blessings to everyone. But financial blessing, faith without works is dead, right? So there's a deeper whole thing to that. So it's probably not the fact that the blessing is blocked just because it's financial, but it could be something within you stopping the blessing. So therefore, I speak that into your life right now. Because a lot of times it is us, right? But we don't have the strength to really, we be stuck, bro. Just keep it real. Shit be, niggas to be depressed. It's a lot going on, and it's about to get worse when these goddamn food stamps stop. But we'll get to that when we get to that. You understand me? Yo, I'm gonna talk to y'all probably Friday, man. All right, y'all stay blessed. Peace out, man.